Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Vishwanath. Today's chapter is triangles. In that triangle chapter, the topic is problems on Pythagoras theorem. In my previous class, how to prove Pythagoras theorem using the concept similarity of triangles has been proved. In today's class, let us see some problems based on Pythagoras theorems. So in Pythagoras theorem, before going to some example problems, let us learn how to write Pythagoras theorem equation in three ways. So let us have one diagram ABC. So in this ABC triangle, in triangle ABC, angle B equals to 90 degree, right? Angle B is equal to 90 degree. So when angle B is 90 degree, obviously the AC become hypotenuse. These two are the other two sides. As we know, the statement of the Pythagoras theorem says that the square on the hypotenuse. So in any right angle triangle, so when we see one angle equal to 90 degree in the given triangle, the triangle become a right angle triangle. The Pythagoras theorem made for the right angle triangles only. In right angle triangle, the square on the hypotenuse, here which is hypotenuse, AC is hypotenuse, right? AC is hypotenuse. According to the statement, square on the hypotenuse, AC square is equal to sum of squares of other two. So other two sides squares. I mean sum of squares of other two. Look at here. Square on the hypotenuse, AC square is equal to sum of squares of other two, AB square plus BC square. So the very important thing is, in given right angle triangle, note down which is hypotenuse. To solve many proving problem and application problem, the important thing to be observed in the diagram, that is hypotenuse. So first get the hypotenuse quickly. In given right angle triangle, get the hypotenuse quickly and square on the hypotenuse, right? Then the remaining two sides which are left out other than hypotenuse, that you write on the other side. So first note down the hypotenuse. Square on the hypotenuse, that is equal to sum of squares of other two, right? So this is the equation for that statement, Pythagoras theorem. But this equation, you can write it in the other two ways. So which are the other two ways of writing the same Pythagoras theorem statement based equation? That is AC square, if you are writing the hypotenuse separately, the sum of squares of other two on the other side. If you want to write any one side of the other two sides separately, like if you are writing AB square separately, like this, AB square if you want to write separately, then you need to write AC square minus BC square. AC square minus BC square, that is, so AC square is the longest side of the given right angle triangle. So AC square is the longest side. So square on the longest side or square on the hypotenuse is equal to sum of squares of other two. That means the hypotenuse square is alone equal to sum of squares of other two. So if you want to write square on the one side of the given two sides, I mean AB square. So AB square if you want to write separately, you need to subtract these two, because this AC is equal to sum of these two. Right, these two if you added in squares, you will get AC. So if you want to get only AB, then you need to subtract these two. That means if you are writing AC square separately, add these two, AB square plus BC square. If you are writing AB square separately, subtract these two. That means smaller side if you are writing, then subtract the other smaller side from the bigger one. That means AB square is equal to AC square minus BC square. If you are writing BC square separately, look at, so which side you are writing, that you note down. If you are writing the smaller side, then you need to subtract. If you are writing longest side, you need to add. That means two smaller added, you will get the bigger. If you are writing one smaller, bigger minus smaller. So BC is what? BC is the smaller side, right? If you are writing BC separately, the longer minus another smaller. That means longer is AC square minus AB square. So So the same thing you can do in the main equation, that is by shifting AC square. If you shift this one this side, AC square minus AB square is equal to BC square. That is right. But other than the shifting, this kind of writing method, if you get it quickly, so to prove many problems under the Pythagoras theorem based problem will be easy. So therefore these three ways of writing Pythagoras theorem equations learn properly, then the proving problem will be solved easily. So I explain once again. If you are writing longer side square first, then these two add. If you are writing this smaller side, subtract these two, longer minus smaller. If you are writing this smaller, the longer minus another smaller, like this. So using all these three ways of writing equations from the Pythagoras theorem, let's see some applications problems first. Application problems in Pythagoras theorem. So I read out the question. A guy wire which is 24 meter long. A guy wire. That guy wire, we have seen that guy wire already, which is tied to the top of the electric pole. So for electric pole to give support, they tie metal wire, that is called by guy wire. That guy wire they tied to top of the electric pole and they fasten on ground, right? So this is the electric pole. This is the electric pole. So this electric pole top is tied with guy wire and it is fastened on the ground like this, right, to give support. A guy wire is attached to the vertical pole which is 24 meter long. So here which is guy wire? This is the guy wire. GUY, guy wire. GUYWIRE, guy wire, which is 24 meter long. The height of the pole is being 18 meter. So this is the height of the pole, that is being 18 meter. 18 meter height pole which is attached to a guy wire. The guy wire is fastened on the ground which is 24 meter long. The question is, how far from the base of the pole should be the guy wire stake be driven? The question is, how far from the base of the pole? This is the base of the pole, right? How far from the base of the pole the guy wire is driven, fastened? So this is the question. What is the distance between the base of the pole and the point where the guy wire is fastened inside the, that is driven inside the ground using hook, right? So finally it become a right angle triangle shaped, right? Pole, usually pole is perpendicular to the ground. This is ground level. So for ground level this become a vertical. So the vertical, the pole and the ground makes 90 degree to each other mutually, and the 90 degree opposite of what we are seeing guy wire. The guy wire become hypotenuse and this to become other two sides. So in the above diagram showed, no? So when it is 90 degree opposite side is hypotenuse and this is hypotenuse, then these to become other two sides. So we go for naming the diagram by ABC, or without naming also you can solve the problem. It's left to you. So I name as ABC. So in triangle ABC, go for the solution. In triangle ABC, angle B is equal to 90 degree, correct? Angle B is equal to 90 degree. When angle B equals to 90 degree, then AC becomes hypotenuse. So there are three ways of writing this triangle in equation form using Pythagoras theorem. That is, if you are writing AC square separately, AC is the longest side, right? If you are writing longest side separately, these two you need to add as shown above. So these two you have to understand. If you are writing longest side separately, the other two smaller, add it. So if you are writing BC separately, BC square if you are writing separately, these two don't add because longer minus smaller. So longer, first always longest side minus the other smallest side, that is AB square. The one more is if you are writing AB square separately. So which side you are writing separately, that is smaller, then subtract these two. The writing side is longer, then the other two add. So AC is the longer, then add these two. Two smaller things added, you will get the longer, right? So if you are writing smaller, then longer minus another smaller. Or this smaller you are writing, the longer minus another smaller. So AB is what? Smaller side, right? Then AC minus BC, that is AC square minus BC square. So in these three ways we write Pythagoras theorem equation. So in these three equation which is required for us, BC square is the required one, right? BC square is the unknown, that is to be find out. So select this equation, that is BC square is equal to AC square minus AB square. This if you write, then go for the substitution. What is AC? AC is 24 square. AB is 18 square. So 24 square is that 24 into 24. 24 if you multiply twice, you get 576. Minus 18 square, 18 into 18, you get 324. Subtract 576 minus 324. You get 2, 5 and 2. You get 252. All are in meter, so 252 meter. It is meter square because these two are in squares, no, 252 meter square. That is BC square is equal to 252 meter square. I need only BC. So what to do? The square, to remove the square, we need to apply square root on the another side. Root 252. 252 is not perfect square. If it is 256, 256 is 16 into 16. 16 into 16 gives you 256. So it is 252. So we get answer below 16. 256 gives you 16. It is 252 below, 256 below, right? So we get the answer below 16, above 15. 15 into 15 gives you 225. So our the square root answer is between 256 and 225. So our answer is toggle between 15 and 16, in between. So which is correct answer? Let us go for prime factorization. 252 prime factorize. Go for 2, 2 1s are 2 2s are 2 6s are, right? Again 2 6 are 2 4, 2 3s are, then 3 3 2s are 3 1s are, again 3 3 7s are. That's it, all are prime numbers now. So 252 can be written as 2 into 2 into 3 into 3 into 7. So square root of 2 into square you write, or 2 into 2 2 square, 3 into 3 3 square into 7. So this square root square cancel, it will become 2. Square root and square cancel 3. There is no square for 7. It will be inside the square root only. So finally 6 root 7 meter. All are in meter 6. So that's the distance between the base of the pole. Distance between the base of the pole and the point where the guy wire is driven into the ground. The distance will be 6 root 7 meter. In this way, some application problems are solved easily using Pythagoras theorem. Let's go for the another application problem. An aeroplane leaves an airport and flies due north at a speed of 1000 km per hour. An aeroplane leaves an airport. Let us mark airport point. Let A, which is written inside the square circle, will be airport. An aeroplane leaves an airport and flies due north. So it is flying due north. This is the north side. Flying due north at a speed of 1000 km per hour. So this aeroplane flies due north 1000 km per hour. The speed of this aeroplane is 1000 km per hour. That means in 1 hour 1000 km it flies. In 2 hours 2000. In 3 hours 3000. So it is maintaining uniform speed. If the speed will not be uniform, then to find the distance traveled becomes difficult. We need to use some other formula that time. But in this problem the given speed is uniform, so we can calculate easily what is the distance traveled by that aeroplane. In 1 hour it travels 1000 km. That's why its speed is 1000 km per hour. 1000 km per hour means in 1 hour it travels 1000 km. In 2 hours 2000, 3 hours 3000, and so on. At the same time, another aeroplane leaves the same airport and flies due west. So another aeroplane flies due west, this side, west. So another aeroplane also flies due west. Due west means towards west. Due, towards, it means towards. So it flies towards north at the speed of 1000 km per hour. Another aeroplane from the same airport due west means towards west. Its speed is 1200 km per hour. 1200 km per hour. That means this aeroplane in 1 hour 1200 km travels. In 2 hours 2400, like that. 3 hours 3600. The question is how far apart will be two planes after 1.5 hours. So what that means, what is the distance between these two planes now? So it is flying towards west, the another aeroplane towards north. Now question is how far both the aeroplanes are now. Both the aeroplanes are how far? So this is the distance between both the aeroplanes. This you need to find out. But one thing to be noted down, the question, in that question, in 1.5 hours, what is the distance between both the aeroplane? That is the question. So this aeroplane in 1 hour 1000 km it flies. The question is in 1.5 hours. In 1.5 hours, what is the distance between both the aeroplanes? So what we have written here 1000, that is 1 hour. So then in 1.5 hour how much it travels? 1500 km it travels, right? In 1 hour 1000, in half an hour 500, correct? In 1 hour 1000, in half an hour 500. Total in 1.5 hours 1500 km travels. Similarly this aeroplane also in 1.5 hours, if 1.5, in 1 hour 1200 km, in half an hour 600 km. 1200 half is 600, right? So totally in 1 hour 1200, in half an hour 600, totally 1800 km it travels. So these two values you need to take for your calculation, because we have written 1000 and 1200. We cannot use 1000 and 1200 to find the distance between both the aeroplane. The reason is, in the question, what is the distance between both the aeroplanes after 1.5 hours? So in the speed we wrote only in 1 hour what is the distance traveled. But in 1.5 hour both the aeroplane distances changes, 1200 and 1800. Now in 1.5 hour, this aeroplane from the airport 1500 km apart, another aeroplane in 1.5 hours 1800 km apart. Now what is the distance between both the aeroplane? To find out, we go for Pythagoras theorem, because the north and west always gives you 90 degree to each other mutually, right? North and west. So the angle between north and west is 90 degrees. Finally we get a right angle triangle. We name this, already we wrote here A, you mark this as B, C. Now we go for solution. In triangle ABC, angle A equal to 90 degree, angle A is equal to 90 degrees, then we go for the equation, Pythagoras theorem equation. So in this triangle, to write Pythagoras theorem equation, there are three equations are there, right? So which one we will write? First, what to find out, that you write. See, BC we need to find out. So make it square on the BC. Squaring is compulsory because Pythagoras theorem says the same thing. The square of all the three sides, right? Without squares, don't write in Pythagoras theorem. So BC square is equal to, so BC is the longer side of the triangle. So when BC square you are writing, longer side you are writing, you have to add the other two. Remember, if you are writing shorter side, you need to subtract from the longer minus smaller. But now what we are finding, BC. BC is the longer side. When B unknown side is longer, then you need to add another two. AB square plus AC square. BC square is equal to AB square plus AC square. Now AB is how much? 1800 square plus 1500 square. Take 1500 and 1800. Okay, don't confuse. In 1.5 hours we are finding. Now 1800 square. 18 square you make it. 18 square is 324. See, double zero squared, it become 4 zeros. Because look at here, in 10 square gives you 10 into 10. It is equal to 100. So before the squaring 1 0 is there, after squaring it become double of that. So similarly 18 square is 324. Before squaring 2 zeros, after square it become double of that. So 2 zeros become 4 zeros. Similarly here 15 square is 225. Double zero squared it become 4 zeros. Or you find by multiplying this. 18 into 18 324. Look at here, 2 zeros become 4 zeros. Then we add both now. 4 zeros remain same. 4 plus 5 9. 2 plus 2 4. 3 plus 2 5. We get 549 followed by 4 zeros. So 549 followed by 4 zeros, that is equal to BC square, not BC. So we get BC by taking square root of 549 4 zeros. So before square 2 zeros, after square 4 zeros. Similarly, it is in inverse method. That is, in square root 4 zeros are there. In answer, it is reduced to half of that 2 zeros. Example, square root of 100 is equal to 10. Look at, inside the square root there are 2 zeros. After square root is taken, it is reduced to half of that. Similarly here 549 followed by 4 zeros. Square root inside 4 zeros are there, it become 2 zeros. Now we need 549. 549 is not perfect square. 549. 576, that is equal to 24. Root of 576 is 24. But it is not a perfect square. So therefore, what we do, we go for prime factorization of the 549. We get 3. From 3 you can divide 549. 3 ones are 3. 2, 24, 3 8s are 3 3s are. Again go for 3, 3 6 are 3 1s are. 61 is a prime number. So finally we get square root of 549 is equal to 3 square into 61 followed by 4 zeros. So 549 is written as 3 square into 61. 3 square and square root cancel, it become only 3. The 4 zeros, what 4 zeros, it become only 2 zeros. Then the 61 inside the square root only it remains. 3 square become 3. 4 zeros inside the square root reduced to half of its value. So 1100 only root 61. The 61 is a prime number. For that it is become irrational number, root 61. So finally your answer 300 root 61 kilometer. Therefore the distance between both the aeroplane which are departed from the same airport is equal to 300 root 61 kilometer. So like many applications problems you can solve using the idea of Pythagoras theorem. So let us go for some other example problems. You try some other application problem from different publications or from textbook. Any worked examples are there also, you can try. I go for proving problem. This is not a application problem. I go for some proving problems. So in board examination, They may ask application problem or proving problem from the Pythagoras theorem, but definitely one question they ask from this concept Pythagoras theorem. Either Pythagoras theorem is to be proved, or the problems which are based on Pythagoras theorem, that may be from application or proving problem. There are three kinds are there totally. The one is prove the Pythagoras theorem. The second one is application problems on Pythagoras theorem. The third one is proving problems based on Pythagoras theorem. So we are in the third level now. The Pythagoras theorem is proved. Some application problems also solved. Now we are in the proving problem. But proving problems are many are there. We'll have one more part from the proving problem. Let us see a few examples from the proving problems in this class. The first one in the proving problems, prove that sum of squares of of the sides of a rhombus is equal to sum of squares of its diagonals. So understand the question. Prove that sum of squares of the sides of a rhombus is equal to sum of squares of its diagonals. Let us have first one rhombus shape, then we'll understand more. Usually in geometry, if you are not understanding the question, go for a diagram which is related to the problem, then you understand a little bit more than reading the question. So name ABCD is a rhombus. You know the properties of rhombus. In rhombus, all the four sides are equal, as well as another very important property of the rhombus, that is the angle between the diagonals are 90 degree. So diagonals bisect each other. I mean, you name this diagonal meeting point, intersecting point as O. So D to O, what length is there? Same length O to B. That means DB diagonal is bisected. Bisected means that diagonal is divided into two equal parts. What about the another diagonal? Another diagonal is AC. AC is also divided into two equal parts. That means AO equal to OC. A to O, O to C, both are equal. D to O, O to B also equal. And one more thing is the angle between diagonals are 90 degree to each other. And all four sides are equal. So we write the given question in form of equation. Sum of squares of the sides of a rhombus. That means there are four sides are there. What they are saying? Sum of squares of sides. So all four sides square. What is that? All four sides square. AB square plus BC square plus CD square plus AD square. Look at here. Sum of squares of all four sides. Sum of squares of all four sides are squared. That is equal to sum of squares of all four sides of a rhombus is equal to sum of squares of diagonals. So how many diagonals are there? Two diagonals are there. Sum of squares of another, that is other two, that is diagonals. The AB square, BC square, CD square, AD square, all four are what? All four are squares of sides. See, squares of these sides. These are all squares of these sides. A, B, B, C, C, D, A, D, all four are squares of sides is equal to sum of squares of its diagonals. So AC square plus BD square. That means in simple way, AC square and BD square, these two are diagonals. So squares of the diagonals is equal to squares of other four sides. All are in sum. So this is to be proved. This is to be proved. This is in the word format. So if we convert the same question, the word question, in the equation form, this is to be proved. So this is our to prove that. We go for proof. So we'll prove this one. How to prove all four sides squares, sum and squares is equal to squares of its diagonal in sum. So we'll take one by one. First we'll take LHS. So during proving any equation, you can select LHS or RHS any one side and prove it to the another one. So I take LHS of the to prove that is AB square plus BC square plus CD square plus AD square. I take the LHS. And what we do, we name the sides in the way of, we name all four sides are A units. So A to B, what length is there? B to C, C to D and A to D also same, because in rhombus all four sides are equal, right? So what I am doing, let the AB length be A, then BC, CD, A all are A units. Let AB equal to BC equal to CD equal to AD equal to A units. We don't know what is the length of that, we take it as A units. Therefore, AB square is what? A square, because AB length is A, right? A square plus BC length also A, all four sides are equal. CD length also A square. AD length also A square. It become 4A square. So we got 4A square on the LHS. Now we go for RHS. So RHS is what? AC square plus BD square. So our LHS answer 4A square. Our RHS answer also being 4A square. Then what to prove? That is hence proved. AC square. So AC length. What is the AC length? We don't know the AC length, right? So here also we assume AC length being. So A to O, let it be C units. Then O to C also C units. Correct. A to O, what units are there? O to C also same units, because diagonals are bisected in rhombus. So A to O C units, O to C also C units. Totally AC square is A to C what? C plus C, 2C whole square. Right, AC square, A to C C, O to C C, C plus C, C square. So sorry, C plus C, 2C whole square. Next, BD. So BD length also we don't know. Let it be B units. B to O B units, then O to D also B units. So B plus B, totally BD length. What is the total length of BD? B plus B, 2B. The square is whole square. Finally, you get 2C whole square. 2 square is 4. C square is C square. Plus, here also 2 square is 4. B square is B square. Finally, you get 4 is taken out common. C square plus B square. Like this we'll get. So, we know that the diagonals meet each other by 90 degree in rhombus. We know that the angle between diagonals are 90 degree. That is the major property of the any rhombus. The angle between two diagonals are 90 degree, we know that. Finally, this become a right angle triangle. There are 4 right angle triangles are there. Any one triangle you select. So select this right angle triangle, this. So in this right angle triangle, 90 degrees here, right? So 90 degree opposite A become what? Hypotenuse. This is hypotenuse. C and B are other two sides. What the Pythagoras theorem statement tells us, that is square on the hypotenuse. That means A square, right here. From the diagram, A square is equal to C square plus B square, isn't it? So A square is equal to C square plus, look at it, from the diagram, A is the hypotenuse, 90 degree opposite is the longest side. A square is equal to C square plus B square from the Pythagoras theorem. So A square is equal to C square plus B square. Now, what is there on the LHS? On the LHS, what is the final line we left out? That is 4 of C square plus B square. 4 of C square plus B square. C square plus B square. Now 4. From the diagram we got C square plus B square is equal to A square. Correct. From the diagram C square plus B square equal to A square. Then we write A square. So what we were obtained in the LHS 4A square we obtained from the diagram. Now in RHS 4A square we obtained. Now in LHS also 4A square. Therefore LHS is equal to RHS. LHS also gives 4A square. RHS also gives 4A square. Therefore hence proved. What is proved? The sum of squares of all four sides of the given rhombus is equal to sum of squares of its diagonals. See, homework for you about the today's class. Try some application questions from textbook and different publications. So from different publication if you have, otherwise download the PDF format of class 10 CBSE textbook. From there, if you find out some other application problem, try and get the result using Pythagoras theorem, and also try proving problems. See, don't confuse by the proving problem, because in this triangle chapter, see, in triangle chapter mainly we are in BPT concept and the similarity concept. The third one, that is Pythagoras theorem concept. Okay, so there are three concepts are there. All are triangles only. So in BPT, this is the main shape of the BPT. Two lines are parallel, the other two sides are in proportion. In similarity, one smaller and one bigger triangles we take, and we go for AA or SSS or SAS criteria. Then we go for corresponding sides ratio, then we go for area. So these three are the important levels of the similarity triangle. In BPT, we write the ratio of other two. Writing the ratio of other two also, we follow three formats, that is off by off, off by off, off by full, or full by off. Like we follow three formats. Pythagoras theorem, we go for square on the one side is equal to square on the other two sides. Here also we write in three methods, that is longer minus small, one smaller is equal to another smaller. So this is the overall triangle chapter idea. So now, how to avoid the confusion? The given problem is Pythagoras theorem based or similarity. Look at, in similarity, definitely two triangles will be there, and we write corresponding sides ratio. There are three, right? In similarity, three corresponding sides ratios are there, three angles are there. In BPT, we are not writing three ratios, we are writing two ratios. Keep it in mind, this two and the other two. So here two ratios comes. Here three corresponding ratios comes. Here everywhere squares will get squares. So if you see in the given question full of squares, example, look at here in the last problem, square, 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 square. So in the LHS the whole thing is squared, in the RHS also whole things are squared. So like, but in similarity also some confusions are there. So when we go for some problem, they may give like this. Prove that AC square is equal to AC into BD. Look at, after seeing this square, what we think that, oh, this is Pythagoras theorem problem. No. Look at here, AC square, but right hand sides are not squared. Right hand sides are what? Multiplied, dot multiplication, multiplied. So this multiplication and a single squaring type of question comes under similarity only. Because then how did you get this square? If it is not Pythagoras theorem, how did you get this? I'll show you. Look at AC by BD is equal to, let it be AB by AC. Look at, if you write like this ratios, we go for cross multiplication, AC into AC, AC square is equal to BD into AB. This result we obtain. So by saying this single square, don't judge the problem is Pythagoras theorem. Then what type of problem that is comes under Pythagoras theorem? That is, everything are squared. Understand, everything, every one term also squared, as well as the term between most of the cases will get addition and subtraction. Look at, throughout addition, subtraction only. But in this problem, one is squared but other side is just product. product. So we go for so all the products are not, once again it is only similarity. A few problem like this: AC square plus BC square is equal to 2AB into AD, like this comes, it is Pythagoras only, because almost two things are squared, it comes under Pythagoras. In similarity, just one square we see, because in Pythagoras theorem we proved no Pythagoras theorem, that theorem in last class. So in Pythagoras theorem we proved no, that time we use similarity concept only. In similarity concept we obtained this kind of the result twice, then we added and we proved Pythagoras theorem. Understand, this single squaring is not giving you Pythagoras theorem, so it is similarity only. Sure, when two things are squared, two terms are squared, then you can try using Pythagoras theorem. That is the brief about the whole triangle chapter. In the next class, let us see still more Pythagoras theorem proving problems. So until you try a few application problems from different textbook and proving problems using the similarity, not similarity, using the Pythagoras writing method of equations. So will you hope you got this. Thanks for watching.